guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back on our YouTube account and we are looking at the gear resonance. So at the first glance, gear resonance, guys, really cool feature that allows you to actually upgrade some of the gear that is within your heroes, but it needs to be fixed. We really do need a couple adjustments here. You can see I do have the tier 1 gear here, the tier 2 gear, which actually equips tier 2 gear on all of my heroes. Tier 3 gear, we are very close. Now, the problem that we're finding with this, guys, is when you do start accumulating 1, additional gear, and 2, getting tier stones. So the problem with this lies in the way that they are displaying the gear. And there are a couple possible fixes that I'm going to go over in this video that could really help when it comes to building out the gear itself or enchanting the gear. So we can see here we have tier 4 gear already. A lot of my heroes do possess the tier 3 gear. Even tier 2 gear such as Rowan, the resonate is not going to work at all because he has more powerful gear. Now the problem lies when you actually get into gear such as this nature on Silas. You can see he has a tier 2 Mauler staff right here. He also does have tier 1 gear and tier 2 gear kind of mixed. So resonating the gear, you can see it goes to the tier 2 Graveborn specific gear. Now, if I am looking to enchant some of this gear or actually utilize the stones that I have to put on this gear, this is where it becomes incredibly difficult, especially when you get to heroes that are wearing gear that is enhanced with the mechanic that we have here of activating the gear. For instance, you can see here we have 2 Mauler pieces here. We have 1 Graveborn piece. Boom, now we have our tier 2 Mauler gear for all of our heroes. But when I look to change the gear, and this is again where it does get a little bit dicey when it comes to actually building better gear. For instance, right here, we have Wilder gear. We have it on Pippa and Lorzen. It is our tier 2 gear. And you can see from right here, it is resonated gear, meaning that it might not actually be Wilder gear that is equipped on these heroes. So if I am looking to build out a Mauler piece here, again, it shows you the tier 2, the resonated gear for the Maulers, but that is actually a Graveborn piece. So again, if I'm looking to build up a specific piece, getting it tier 1 stones, getting it tier 2 stones, enchanting the specific gear for the faction that I'm looking for, it is incredibly difficult to turn off and turn on this feature. We need something on here to turn the resonating on or the resonance gear on or off, because this makes it for a nightmare if you're looking for specific gear to put on specific heroes to level them up. For instance, right here we have Tassie. Boom, we can throw some gear on her. You can see 2 of these 4 are specifically Wilder gear. When we resonate it, now it is all tier 2 gear. If I actually wanted to equip her with gear, such as swapping this to a piece of Wilder gear, we could go down here and look. Okay, we have a couple Wilder choices right here. Let's put this on. It is real tier 2 gear versus the resonated tier 2 gear, which we'll find with some of these. Like for instance, right here we have Pippa. There we go. We have tier 2 gear, and that is actually Wilder gear. So again, a very good choice there. Let's go down the line and see what looks. So Lorzen as well. Lorzen has tier 2 gear. That is actually Mauler gear. So I'm looking to find, let's say, a tier, an unenchanted tier piece or a tier 1 piece for the Wilders. There is a chance you're not going to be able to find it in here because, again, all of these, this one is Graveborn because of Desira. We have Nemitsu. We have, even looking here, he's actually wearing tier 2 gear, which again would really make a lot of sense with the remove all gear button, because some of these right here, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, tier 2, all of these could actually be Wilder gear that I'm looking for, but there is no way to see it or to dictate. I'm not sure if they're going to have to make, like, let's say 2 gear boxes next to each other, one showing what the resonating piece is and one showing what the original piece is, because I could change here and we are looking for, nope, it's a Wilder hat again. So we'll go ahead and we'll remove that. And going down the line, now we have to look for another piece. So let's go down here. Let's see about the piece that is on possibly Flora, tier 2 gear. Nope, that is actually a high caster's hat. That is an Elite Plus piece of gear. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove this one because again, we are looking for specific gear for a specific hero in a specific faction, which you cannot find just looking through here, guys. So here we go. So we have a hat. Now it goes to the Wilder. We'll deactivate. That's another Graveborn hat. So we'll have to remove that one. If you go down to the unequipped gear, and again, I think this is where it might make a big difference. You can see these are not resonating pieces any longer because we actually swapped the gear back and forth. So they did lose the faction itself. So right there, guys, I have no Wilder hats that are available, possibly. And that's, again, where it gets a little dicey because right here we have our tier 2. That is another Mauler hat. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use that one either. And I think this is going to be even further or even more difficult to do when we get to swapping between other heroes. So there we go, guys. So you've seen that was a resonating piece. We were looking to actually build up a tier 2 hat. So now utilizing the stones we have a tier 1, we have a tier 2. Now when we resonate, that piece is not going to be resonating because we have the enchantment. So in addition, guys, is when you look at the difference between kind of the tiers of the gear, enhancement makes a huge difference, guys. And I'm just going to use the example right here is looking at where we are, guys. So right here we have 7,500, which is the base stat. We do get our 30% bonus, which gives us our 2,250. This would be the base. So this would actually be the base stat. If we're doing the tier 2 resonate gear, this would be our absolute base stat. Now looking, remember, it would not have the enchantments, but looking at the enchantments, guys, going all the way to 5 stars, which we ran out of gear, but even looking at 4 stars, you can see, guys, look at that bonus. That is absolutely huge, guys. I mean, that's what, 25, that's a 3,000 point or 3,000 attack rating increase. Crits going from 24 to 33.6, dodge from 90 to 126, magic resistance 14 to 19.6, which again, the enchantment of the gear is super important. And as of right now, before they change this, it's incredibly difficult to find the gear to enchant. Great when it works just like this, putting it on heroes, but there has to be a way, like I said, to either remove all the gear, equip all the gear, some way to see what gear is out there, what heroes are possessing what gear without going through and physically going and turning on the resonance or turning off, or vice versa, on the heroes that you're looking for gear. So even there, we don't have the Wilder gear enhanced or enchanted. Even here, turning it off, you can see it is a couple Wilder pieces, which would be nice to know exactly what it is. Same with Gorvo, couple Wilder pieces. So as I'm building out the gear to tier 1, tier 2, and enchanting the gear, which is going to be very important because of the sheer stats that it puts, I cannot find the gear that I'm looking for within these heroes, guys. All right, so that'll do it for today's video. Just a quick little update that they definitely need to do on this, guys. I need to be able to find the gear that I'm looking for when I am looking to enchant gear. There is definitely something they need to fix here to be able to find the gear and find the gear successfully on what it is. So I hope I really got to the point, guys, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.